All right, let's watch this tape. First thing we talk about, how to count Parsons. Okay, so you got, this is a 33 is their linebacker, but you got a 7-man box. You got 5 defensive linemen. Now, if you're always going to count, this is like, he's like Junior Seau in that Junior Seau had a package where he would line up at defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker, outside linebacker. You have to count him no matter what. So our thing going into against a Seau type player was, we're counting him. He's our guy. We're never going to ask a running back, a tight end to block him. The offensive line is going to find a way to block him. If it's a tight end, I shouldn't say that. Tight ends would be part of our offensive line. But you're never going to have a wide receiver, a running back. We're never cracking it. Like, he is our guy. And that's what you have to do with Parsons. So these guys do a really good job. Go back here. Sorry. Come on, Mike. These guys do a really good job of splitting the zone looks. So 97, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. I'm just going to tell you he's a pretty good player. He's undersized, but he can move. He does a really good job of attacking the single block on the double team, and he does a good job of splitting and getting penetration upfield. So this is a big job for the Green Bay Packers, because what happens is now you have a hard time getting to 33. 33 can make a lot of plays. He can fly around the football. I think we're going to see it here. If you run zone, if you run gap plays with good doubles, you can exploit small players. Okay? So inside zone, you're thinking, how do I get 2 people on small people and move them to smaller people at the second level? That's what the ideal situation here. And put them in a situation where we can keep our shoulder pads square to the line of scrimmage, so that we're not going sideways and they can kind of crease us by the defensive tackle winning in the gap between the guard and the center. So you just see here, 33 can't be right if you actually get up on Parsons and get good doubles, backside cutoff, okay? Because it's not like these guys are world beaters. They don't have household names at the defensive tackle position. They're all good players, but they don't have household names. What they have is a system and a speed of play that if you try to run with them, or if you try to outflank them, you're in for a long day. This is a fast flow defense. So I like how they play out on the outside, but you watch 33 here, just from a speed of play standpoint. Talking about Damon Clark. So they're going to run the crack, and of course it's difficult to crack against Micah Parsons. So first of all, like, let's be smart about what we're trying to do. But everybody on this team is trying to force the cutback. You see outside, the cornerback's getting to the sideline. You see the angle of 33 ends up making the play, but they're just trying to get that guy to slow down, cut back, and it is really, really tough to run outside on them if you can't get that down block. And then just understanding leverage. We talked about this before. When you're running these doubles, they do a good job of attacking that single. And you'll see this right tackle, because he attacks the guard and kind of turns his body. Talking about the defensive tackle here. That right tackle has to turn, and now he looks so there's some O-line coaches that are saying good job here, but the reality is you can't get up to the second level because you've turned your body. You're not square to the line of scrimmage. So the defensive tackle's done his job. Now, the second level player, even though he's tiny, can come up and make the tackle in the box. Against this team, you have to use the entire field. They're going to run a lot of 2 shell. They'll run some single safety, but they're all off coverage. So you see the trips look to the left. You got the tight end down at the right, backs in the backfield. So you could have a possible 4 look on the left side with that back releasing to the left. But you got the backside safety here, and you're not occupying him at all. So they're running the fake tunnel screen and go. They don't bite. The Commanders' offense is not good. Like, the Commanders' offense is so bad. The Commanders' defense is so bad that I had to go back and watch the Lions' defense. I'm going to go show you some Lions, so I'll show you both. I almost did the same thing with the Lions' offense, but this was good enough. But my point is, you have nothing to hold the backside safety down here, right? They released the back, I think, out to the right here to hold the backside corner. There's nothing to hold the backside safety. Like, this play is you have to scheme plays that just make sense, right? And the thing is, and where we're at with Jordan Love, if the play doesn't make sense, man, get out of it. Don't run it just to run it. Save it for the right look at the right time. Got a high single safety again. And so they got really a 2x2 look, tight ends attached. Safety turns, and this throw is open. This is man coverage. This throw is open to the tight end on the top of the numbers, on the top of the screen. It's open. He's beat his man. He's beating the linebacker. The linebacker has a lot of responsibility in this defense because they run a lot of man stuff. Safety can't get there. He IDs early with flipping his hips. He doesn't backpedal. Like, these plays have to be made. Those are just throws you're not making. Now, here's the other thing. You've got all these guys off the line of scrimmage. I'm including the linebacker at the 39-yard line because he's 5 yards off. And because of it, all this jet action stuff, like what works if you're playing off? Well, anything, like if you want to threaten their angles or their outside leverage, do it when they're going to play all this off coverage. Don't stack the box, run like a bunch look right next to the tight end, and let Parsons know that you're going to crack block him. Spread the field out, run the jet stuff with Jaden Reed. Like that, those plays are going to have, I think, something to say about this game. Have to know the coverage. So this screen game's open. All you got to understand is who the man is. They're going to play a lot of man down here. They'll play single safety. They trust their corners. They think the pass rush is going to get there so they can jump a lot of stuff. They'll play off so they can jump it, right? Because the quarterback's got to get rid of the ball. If you can identify the coverage and get out and on that linebacker, and man, you can have a lot of success in the screen game. Now, we tried to run it the first play of the game last week. We didn't identify the linebacker. Myers turned back inside because I guess he got the count wrong as far as who was out first. So Aaron Jones slips and only gets a 4-yard gain when it could have been much, much more than that. Same idea here. Identify, understand the coverage, understand your leverage. So they're going to run the tunnel screen, and they do a good job because everybody else is so far off. You see the red circles, like, you're great here. And unless you think that the man in green is some kind of world beater, right? That's just one of these 195-pound soaking wet DBs. Go out there, show them a little something, and then attack the corner and run the tunnel screen. Have your tackle come out. A lot of teams are running this now, especially with guys that love to spike like we see here from 56, or that like to rush the passer upfield at a high level. Marcus Lawrence, Spike, all these guys are going after. They want the sack numbers. Get out here in the tunnels early. Take advantage of the fact that the safeties are playing so far back and don't do a good job of reacting to the run game. I mean, these are easy yards. And that's what you need against a Dallas defense, man. You need easy yards. So they're going to give you a lot of this stuff. You just have to be able to take it. So you see here, they'll make mistakes. Turns his shoulders. So we release one. They pick up two, so they're playing match. You got the man down at the bottom of the screen outside. They forget about the running back completely. But this is how they're going to play second and long, third and long. They're going to play off, and you're going to have to hit that check down. That check down is going to have to get you the first. And you're going to catch the ball with 8 yards of running room. You might have to make a move at the marker, but these plays are all over tape. Fast flow defense, do a good job swarming, do a good job tackling in some cases, but the opportunities are there. It's just you can't get greedy. Trust your eyes, make the play. And then when plays are there to be made, make a play for your guy, man. Like, this is wide open. They make mistakes. Like, everybody runs this route too, right? Go route outside, run the wheel with the running back on the linebacker or the outside backer safety. Like, make a play. And Jordan Love and the Packers have been making these plays, and that's been the difference in a lot of these football games. These plays have to be made in Arlington this weekend in playoff games. Like, you want to go in at 7.5 point dog and win. Plays have to be made. This guy is 205. Okay. if the Dallas Cowboys get to a point in this game where they're up a couple touchdowns, they want to play 6 in the box in the run game and give you 5 yards of carry, and then they want to load up, run a couple different looks and stunts, unleash Demarcus Lawrence, who's the best pass rusher on their team, and then Micah Parsons, obviously, who gets all the credit because he's a phenomenal player. But Demarcus Lawrence is the best rusher on this team, bar none. 97 is really good too. But if you want to unleash Dante Fowler, I mean, they got some dudes. They got some dudes. It's gonna be a long day. Okay, it's going to be a long day. If you see this and you're Jordan Love, and you got your tight end attached, and they're playing 6 in the box with number 14 in the game, and your center whiffs on him, and you only get, I mean, it's still a 5-yard gain, right? You're falling forward for 5 because he weighs 205 pounds. So in other words, if he tackles you on the line of scrimmage, it's still a 4-yard gain. Got to make plays when there's plays to be made.